A new Akaza has arrived in Demon Slayer 2 and promises to be just as much of a threat as the original. This is a fast character that deals great damage and has some interesting gimmicks when it comes to armor and invincibility. Today we're going to take a look at his entire moveset, his game plan, and give you my full thoughts on whether or not he's worth your money. Stats-wise, this Akaza sits in the exact same spot as the one in the base game. He's got a level 3 dash speed, which is the fastest in the game, but also a 1.25 times damage multiplier, meaning he takes the most damage in the game as well. His normal attacks are by far my least favorite part of his kit. This is his normal combo, this is his up combo, and this is his down combo. And my problem with all of these is that these buttons are doing way too much. So they take a lot of your combo time, meaning often you can't go for the finisher you'd like. And if you whiff a button in neutral, it's gonna be a while before you can cancel it into anything. His lunge is also kinda neglectable in my opinion. It does not move him too far forward. His jumping attacks are okay. They hit really close to the ground, but the first punch takes a while to come out, so it can be really tight to link into certain combos, which is another reason why I don't like his mash. It pushes the enemy away in many of its hits, making this even harder to confirm. Not impossible, but it's tough. I do like his dive quite a lot, but I also hate it at the same time. It does good damage, it has good scaling, it starts a yellow combo, so you can definitely dish out a lot of damage from this, and it is plus on blocks, so the opponent has to push block this if they want to get out. But once again, since the animation is super long, if you happen to whiff this button or the opponent escapes your combo while you're doing it, they have all the time in the world to punish you. His boosted finisher looks like this. Welcome back, Compass Needle. And his surge animation looks like this. I like his heavy a lot, it comes out quickly and you can jail the opponent with a dash cancel, all that good stuff. And finally, his grab is very good in my opinion, decent range, decent speed. It's about as good as base game Akaza, and I've seen that grab hit so many times, so this one should be no different. With that said, let's take a look at his skills. Neutral skill is Explosive Flurry, which is an explosive flurry of kicks, kinda similar to the Sworder, and we know how powerful the Sworder can be. This is incredible for catching opponents from the mid-range. It's a great button to press after you push block the opponent. On hit, it gives you a free combo, even a free dash if you delay the button for long enough. On block, it is unsafe, but you can cancel it into some other moves or just jump away. It does have a bit of a weakness because of that small pause between the flurry and the final hit, where a well-timed push block may actually punish you, but it's kinda hard to pull off, so I think you'll be fine. Tilt skill is 10,000 Leaves Willow Flash, and it has Akaza jumping up and punching down. It's like Collapse or Heal Bash, but it doesn't hit the opponent going upwards. Initially, it may look like a great neutral tool, but it loses to a lot of options, so to me, it quickly became mostly a combo tool. It deals a ton of damage in combos. You definitely want to do this as much as possible. You can also hold down the button to increase the distance and the damage a little bit, but the range is nothing crazy. And you can also cancel this move before it even connects if you want to be saucy and just mix up your opponent. Once again, you get a free combo on hit, and it is unsafe on block, but you can cancel this into some other moves if you need to make it safe. Guard skill gives you the 8-layered Demon Core, which is an invincible advancing flurry of attacks that forces a hard knockdown. You cannot combo after landing this move, no matter what you do. But that just means you don't get a huge reward for landing it, and that's okay, because I think its purpose is mostly defensive. It's an advancing invincible move that needs a specific push block timing to be punished. If they don't push block, you can actually throw a Tilt Demon skill, which is an armored move. We're going to take a look at this one in a minute. So push block is actually required if you want to punish this invincible move. But even with a push block, you can also make it safe if you just have boost or surge. Even on whiff, you can boost or surge after throwing this out. And because it advances so much, it's great for punishing reckless approaches, powering through big moves, and if you put it at the end of a combo, it also deals some solid damage. So don't be deceived by this being a forced combo ender and your reward for landing it being limited, because it is an incredible defensive button. And since Akaza is a demon, he's also got 2 demon skills for us to take a look at. Neutral demon skill is air type. It's a jumping projectile flurry. Akaza just jumps back to safety, and the projectiles hit in such a wide range that this is incredibly oppressive. If the opponent gets hit, they crumple down to the ground and take a quick red combo. If they block, the projectiles have so much block stun that you can usually come down and get a quick grab that's really hard to avoid. Also, I think there might be a scaling glitch, or maybe it's intended, I don't know. But if you start a combo with demon skill, the ultimate is just unskilled. The ultimate should not deal this much damage on a combo like this. It's good for defense, it's good for offense, it's one of his best moves for sure. And then we have Tilt Demon skill, Flying Planet 1000 Wheels, which is an armored teleporting kick that will track you from full screen. On hit, Akaza needs to spend another bar of meter if he wants to get a combo. On block, it isn't safe, however, once again, he can cancel into other moves or a quick dodge if he wants to make it safer. Plus, just like the Tilt skill, he can also cancel this before the move even comes out. And because it has armor, you're basically creating armored moves with your skills. Like, how about I get some armor and throw a neutral skill? It's an armored neutral skill, kinda. Or on the other hand, you can cancel into Tilt skill, which is also cancelable before he hits, so you've now spent a bunch of bars to do nothing. That's cool. Finally, let's take a look at his ultimate. The activation doesn't have a ton of range, it's decent, and the almost vertical kick does make it land even if the opponent is high up. For instance, after using a regular skill, it looks like it barely catches it, but it is pretty consistent. And the ultimate is, for some reason, safe on block. If you want to punish a raw ultimate, you're gonna need a good push block. But if it connects, the animation looks like this. It's one of the best they have ever done. Now, I mentioned earlier this character is a great damage dealer, and I wasn't joking. For just 2 bars, you're gonna get almost 4,000 damage. There are 2-bar combos that deal more damage than this, but they don't build as much meter, which should be a priority for you unless you already have 2 bars. This 3-bar combo builds just as much meter, by the way, but deals about 600 more damage on a 1.0 character. If you want the big damage though, you're gonna need to confirm into the jumping attacks early and get all of those tilt skills in. A small change in the skill order and you can go for the streaky reset. Remember, this grab is very hard to avoid because of the projectile hit stun. And thanks to the demon skill scaling, you actually have a practical TOD on 1.2 times characters or higher. Let's talk about his game plan. This is a character very capable of being oppressive and dominating the stage with aggression, but unlike the last Akaza, he can't play it safe from a distance. If he wants to play defensive, he's gonna have to rely on his demon skills, which cost a precious resource, or well-timed guard skills. Guard skills are gonna be everywhere in ranked matches, and until you learn how to punish them, it's just gonna be frustrating to deal with. But the punish is guaranteed if you push block the final hit, so relying on guard skill for your defensive plays can be dangerous. But when being aggressive, he's got the dash speed to dance around the opponent, neutral skill, which is a big button and keeps the opponent in check. It is my go-to option whenever I push block my opponent too. And he's got both a good grab and a good heavy if the opponent is playing it too safe and just blocking. Other than that, his game plan feels like the demon standard, which is build meter first, boost, surge, kill. When you have meter, you can even start taking some crazier risks, like spamming those projectiles from demon skill. They have such a wide range and they are scary to block since a grab could always happen. And if you're gonna boost or surge, you should be using your invincible guard skill because you can cancel it even on whiff. So if you have an invincible move that is just safe, then why not throw it out and see if it lands? And that makes Akaza very scary to play against when he has meter available, because everything that should be unsafe suddenly feels very safe to do. So if you are the Akaza player, make sure to take advantage of it. Long story short, I'm not a fan of his normal attacks, but I'm a fan of everything else. The first hit of his mash is 2 attacks. The second hit of his mash is this huge flurry already. The third hit is these spinning kicks. So hits number 2 and 3 just take ages. And that made the combos feel kind of limiting. But despite that, this is another fun DLC character. And of course, it's all about the skills. I don't think CyberConnect 2 has missed so far. This season has been incredible. I'm glad they didn't just go for another armor monster, because this would be the 3rd in a row and that would be a little predictable. And yet, he has some very good defensive abilities. But his ability to control neutral with his regular skill and his demon skill favor a more oppressive playstyle rather than a counterattack playstyle that we've had with Zenitsu and Kagaku. And I feel like that's what Akaza has always been about. He dominates the stage by being aggressive, not by hiding behind air-type projectiles. Now, people have been asking me if I think he's stronger than the base game Akaza, and it's still early, so my answer could change, but right now, I don't think so. I think he's strong, but not base Akaza strong. Other than that, I just think CC2 needs to learn how to make good alternative colors, because this brown jacket is not only a bad color, it's also not different enough from the original. colorblind people are still cooked on Akaza mirrors. But that's my review for Akaza. Let me know what you think of the character in the comments below. The next DLC should be Tanjiro. We'll see if Gyu or Shinobu drop at the same time. But if you want to stay up to date on that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Happy holidays, everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye.